there guys, it's Emily and I have finished reading Harry Potter. Now, you might be thinking, I've reread it. No, this is the first time I've ever read Harry Potter. So now I don't have to mention in conversation that I've not read it because I have, and everyone can stop freaking out about it. Here are my books. They're very pretty. Thank you for asking. Now, the first reaction from everybody when I tell them I've read it now is, so what do you think? As if it's going to be miraculous. The books are a more detailed version of the movies. I mean, they change. Obviously, there's things in it that are not in the movies at all, anywhere. I'm looking at you, other house elves, and Hermione's obsession with knitting hats. So sure, there are different things and some things get cleared up in the books. I'm not like overwhelmed with amazement. I already liked the movies, guys. However, I wrote a list of things and questions that I still kind of have, even though now I've watched the movies and read the books. And the first one is a bit ridiculous, okay, but it really bothers me. Okay, so I think this is in the Goblet of Fire, but Hermione and Harry go for a walk around the lake with some toast. With some fucking toast. Because Ron's not talking to Harry or what the fuck ever, right? That's not what the problem is. The problem is the toast. He grabs this toast out of the Great Hall and walks out. He must have like quite a few pieces of toast. Let me tell you something. Toast goes cold so fucking fast. It is unbelievable. I can't even leave the kitchen if I get a piece of toast. I'll walk upstairs with this toast on a plate. By the time I got up here, fucking cold. There is no way Harry Potter is walking around the lake with warm toast. And who the fuck wants cold toast? So either he's walking around and he's like got a magical spell on it so it stays warm, which would be very helpful. Can he share it with me? Or he likes cold toast. So, I'm trying not to compare it to the movies too much, but there are a few things, like why Hermione couldn't wear that blue dress. I have no idea. Like, I knew that was happened, I knew that was a thing. I'm not oblivious to what happened in the books. I can't work it out, other than somebody in the dress department went, blue, boy colour. We'll put her in pink. The only thing I can think that happened with that dress. I'm not going to touch on any more movie things apart from the ending. The ending in the movie felt fine when I watched it. I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I wasn't like angry. I wasn't pleased. It was just the end. But in the books, it's so incomplete. Like, he's just having a chat to Ron and Hermione, and that's the end. And then we just get them like a bazillion years later when they got children. What? I thought I was getting more than this. I realised this is sort of what everybody has in fact had, and I am really behind, but I just had to say it. Something else that was not explained is why the staircases moved. Like, I know that it was Rowena Ravenclaw who did it, right? I'm aware of that, but I am not aware of why that's a good idea. Like, those stairs just want to fuck you up. One of the steps you get stuck in. Like, that's not appropriate. Why do this to students? Hogwarts is fucking dangerous, and that's even without Voldemort. I also want to know now what happened to the house elves, okay? Or the school elves, because I mean, at Hogwarts, they're not really house elves. Like, we got them out of Hogwarts, and there's obviously a load more in different wizarding families. After that, what happened? That's not in the books. I'm sure I might be able to Google it. We spent all this time on these house elves. Ron brings it up and he gets kissed, but I don't know what happens to them. Do they even want to be paid? Like, I know Dobby was down for it, but with the rest of them, because Winky certainly fucking wasn't. She was just unhappy. Whose idea was it to get rid of the time turners? And I feel like I've read something about them being all destroyed, but like, did no one just think to keep a couple somewhere else? I know destroyed them. Might have been Voldemort. Hermione, what the fuck did you give it back? I don't care if you don't want to take too many classes anymore. Fucking keep it. You belong to a group of people who just consistently get into shit. The real question, or kind of request, is that can I have a clock like Molly Weasley, please? Also, adding on to that, is there a thing on it that says dead? I'm just wondering, because, you know, Fred's dead. Is his arrow pointing at that? Or does it like disappear? Or does it fall off? Or is there like a little thing which is dead, because that would be a really shit reminder, wouldn't it? This one also is not a question, I just want to point it out. Dumbledore is kind of an asshole, isn't he? Just putting it out there. I don't think any nice person would leave a guy who was innocent in jail, but like worse, for 12 years. I refuse to believe he knew that Sirius would be fucking fine. I refuse. What the fuck, Dumbledore? Fuck off. This one is not my own question, but I read it so often on Tumblr, I wanted to just, you know, get it out there for us all to question. Who the fuck thought that the Triwizard Tournament would be a good spectator sport? Because I mean, first of all, there's a dragon, we can spectate that, might get burned up in the process, and then the other two, you can't fucking see them. There's not like little cameras following them around, like they're not advanced enough for that apparently, so what are they fucking looking at? They're just hanging out, like, hope no one dies. And lastly, I would like to know how the Dursleys got home in the first book. Because as we all recall, they went onto that little island, there was a boat. Now, if memory serves, I mean, I have read the 6th book since then, but Harry and Hagrid got in a boat and went back to the mainland, so how did they get in a boat when there was no boat? Did they call someone? Did they just wave their arms like this? Did they like get some SOS stones? Like, if you want to make people hate you less, I mean, it's probably unlikely they ever would, but like, how did they get back? Did they swim? Can you imagine them swimming? Okay, they didn't swim. So I'm sure I've missed some questions off from the books and from the movies, so it doesn't matter which ones you've read or seen. Just, if you have any questions, we should all discuss them in the comments. Because I would love to, and like, I'd love to Google them, because I wonder if JK has got round to like answering these burning questions of ours, mainly the toast. If that's what you did, give it a thumbs up, and if it's on my face, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Witcha!